Oh, hey. All right. So, I cleaned a house today. All right. That was fine. Um, so my question is, hiring a contractor. Um, I have one that I want her to start on Saturday. Now, the question is, do your contractors have to know what you have going on with your um with like the owner, or the contract you have? Do they need to be a part of that? Do they need to know how much you're getting paid and things like that?
Nope.
Absolutely.
It's an easy no.
Right.
Why do you feel like you should let them know everything?
I didn't know how transparent I should be.
Okay. So let me talk to me about your contractor. Your contractor is an independent contractor, correctly? They only work for themselves. They don't have a team. They're not a company. They're just independent.
Correct.
Right. So usually how I do it is my contractors will get like 60% of the job. I don't tell them, hey, I bid 500 on this house, or I bid 1500 on this building, and I want to give you 800. I don't tell them what I'm making. Okay. We would give them a certain percentage of each job. There are situations where if the job may require more, we can add on fees and we'll just charge that back to the client. Like it's a deep clean and they need to do extra work, so we'll add on the fee and charge it back. But I'm not telling them all of my clients' information. Okay. Now I do have an app. It's called Slack, right? Where my contractors can conversate back and forth with the clients. But they don't have the client's number, and it's a communication app. I can see the whole conversation that's going on. Okay. So it's a way that I can get them to communicate and still they don't have to have each other's numbers and emails and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. And another thing, just to piggyback off of what Ms. Johnson is saying, basically what we allow our contractors to know is we give them the information for the scope of work, what the location, where they're going to be going, what they're going to be doing, how long it will take them to do so. We do let them know the protocols to take if something is out of the ordinary, as far as if we tell them, hey, this is the scope of work you're supposed to be doing. And if they tell you to do anything outside of that, what you should do. You understand? That's what we let them know. We also, just tell them exactly what they're going to be making by week, by month, whatever it is, by hour. But yeah, we don't give them no information whatsoever on the client itself, because it's just like, well, if we tell you that we're making $5,000 and we're giving you 60%,
they're always gonna feel like they deserve more, and they know their worth and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden they're worthy of getting more.
Right.
All right. Go ahead, Kyler.
So with talking about that, like when it comes to kind of sharing that type of information, I don't do that. But now what I do is I'll ask the contractors, do you think you can get this location clean in 2 hours a day? When I'm kind of trying to figure out numbers and stuff, since they're going to be the ones cleaning it, it's going to be, I feel it's important to kind of see how long they think it's going to get. So I'll give them the details of it, and I'll say, how long do you think it'll take you to clean this? And that's the most I'll do to kind of figure out my numbers when I'm trying to bid it, though. Is that all right?
No, that's fine. That's fine. We were talking about giving the contractor the client's information,
right?
Like email, number,
stuff like that.
I got you.
Letting them know what the bid is, what you bid on the account,
Right.
that type of information. And I was just saying that she doesn't necessarily have to just blurt that information out. However, there's always a disclaimer because you really can't stop them from trying to backdoor you either. You know, if they go to your client and try to like bid on the account or ask, or they might get cool with your client, because think about it, they'll see your client more than you would. So they can naturally grow a relationship with them because they're the ones in front of their face every day, laughing with them and playing with their dog or whatever, right? So there's been situations where we've got stiff before. I've never had to take anybody to court because it hasn't been like a lot of money. It's probably was like a account that was $180, $500 bid or something like that. Nothing enough to take someone to court for. However, I just want to throw that little disclaimer up there because it's the nature of the business. People do backdoor you. It happens.
I had one time with one of our Airbnbs.
Really?
I had a guy over there cleaning, and he was kind of an ex-military guy. I trusted him and everything. Anyway, the owner happened to come by, and they exchanged numbers, and he had him doing side projects. Well, the next thing you know, he took the account, which honestly, if he would have just asked me, I would have probably gave it to him. People like that, I mean, if you can't trust them, then just, if they're going to do that, they'll do other things, and just let them go.
Now, wouldn't you put that in a contract and say that they can't do that, or they can't take, like say, your contractor, your client refers them. Now, can you put that in the contract also? Like, you can't take this in your name if you get, something like that.
I had that in an agreement with them, but honestly, if they're going to backdoor you, they're
They won't do it.
That's what I was just about to say.
It just says it wasn't worth my effort to pursue anything other than just to let it go.
Yep.
That, and also you have to watch out. I want you guys to know this about the law. You have to watch out with those non-compete agreements to independent contractors. All right, because they are independent, and you can't really tell them, oh, you can't go. You have like 2 years before you can go after my client or whatever. They're independent contractors. So check your laws and your regulations in your state, in your city, to see how that is supposed to flow. Be careful with putting it inside of a service agreement. Okay, be careful with that part. But yeah, if you do put it in there, like Kenny said, that really doesn't stop anything. It really doesn't. What I try to do in the beginning is I sit my contractors down and we just have a real conversation, and I talk to them about the whole backdooring thing. I tell them the story about how I had to take someone to court for backdooring me before,
Right.
Never had to take nobody to court, but scarcity effect. Old scarcity effect.
Sometimes it probably work, but sometimes they be like, we'll be, still backdoor you, even though they want to try. Like, oh, she ain't gonna take me to court. It costs $500.
It's the nature of the business. Hey, let the account be worth something. If it's worth something, I may go ahead and just have to take you to court.
I think the part that upset me more than anything was not what he did, but the disloyalty from the client. I think that bothered me more than the actual person taking the account.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's
about money.
Okay.
It was about cheap. They wanted to be cheap. That's why they did it. They wanted,
and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
9 out of 10, it don't be worth it anyway. The person that took my account, the account was crappy. The person paid me late. Right. The lady was supposed to pay on the net 30. She was paying me on the net 60. Right. So when the person took the account, I was like,
go ahead.
Thank you.
Good luck with that,
Johnson. You were talking about contractors versus employees. The ones that you have cleaning individuals' homes for you, are they employees more so because you have to
tell
them what to do, more or less, or no?
No, they're contractors.
Are they? Okay.
They're all independent contractors.
What's your recommendation when it comes down to it? If you're starting off in a cleaning business, do you recommend hiring people out to do the job for you from the get-go, or do you recommend getting in there and getting your feet on the ground first before you start, having other people do it for you?
Well, all right, everybody. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia with the one and only Mr. Marquell Russell. He will be speaking at our event this February 28th all the way to March 1st. What you gonna be speaking?
So the biggest thing, I know that a lot of businesses have a big challenge with like getting leads consistently and converting those leads into clients. So my whole goal when I come is to help you install a system into your business where you get as many leads as you can handle and convert those leads into as many clients as you can handle. And then how do you create an automated system to do that over and over and over and over again, so you can scale your business consistently and generate the revenue you want predictably and consistently as well.
I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm telling you, listen, this is going to be an event that you guys do not want to miss. This man right here, I've learned so much just in this classroom right here. I've learned so much, and he has helped my business as well. So, like, stay tuned in. Make sure I see y'all in Vegas, okay? Clean Biz Network Conference, baby. We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
My question to that would be, I would say go in there and get your own experience, only because that's the way I did it, right? I do know cleaning business owners, however, that have never cleaned before, ever. They don't know anything about cleaning. And their job is solely to match the cleaner with the account. That's all they do all day. They're great at sales. Mm-hmm. So both ways work. They're good at sales. They're good at finding the expert to do the job. Just like me, if I wanted to find someone to do stripping and waxing, I've never done stripping and waxing before, and I don't want to do it. I don't care for doing it, right? But if I wanted to outsource it, I would find the expert and I would find the client, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like what realtors do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can do it that way. However, my preference is going out there and getting the experience, because that's the world I came from, right? I don't recommend you stay there. Don't stay there long if you don't have to be there long, because sometimes we get content in those accounts, because you may win an account that's $5,000 a month. You're only making $3,000 on your job. You like, man, I'm just gonna clean my own account. Yeah. And then you end up stuck in that account. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about going to do the account, to learn the account, so that you can learn it enough to pass it on to someone else, right? That's what I'm talking about. Because there's so many. This game could be tricky. I've done accounts where I've outsourced it without doing the work before, and I came across people that were lying, about how long it took. And little things they will just be lying about. I'm like, hey, okay, let me go out here and get the experience myself. I had to do that with a couple of Airbnbs too. We actually got it on Surviving the Cleaning Industry, where my cleaners were complaining about the parking space, and they were complaining about the linen. They were just complaining about this one account. So me and Tamika said, you know what? We're just gonna go out there and clean it. We're going to clean it because we want to get the experience and see how long does this thing really take, man? Is it really a pain in the ass? Because I don't think it is, right? But one thing that I learned when I was a housekeeper, I couldn't stand the CEOs telling us what to do. I was like, how are they in control of what we do? They don't know this pain. It's impossible to turn all of these rooms in 30 minutes. They wanted us to turn like 15 rooms in 30 minutes a piece in each room, right? And I so wanted the CEO to come feel my pain because it was, and then we'll get written up if we weren't doing the job correctly, but it was impossible to do the job that some guy created from the tops, and he doesn't understand the cleaner world, how long it takes to carry those heavy carts, carry all that heavy linen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's the world that I came from. So that's why I started to go out there myself to get the experience. And when I went out there to my Airbnb, me and Miss Tamika, we ended up going up on the price. for the Airbnb because it was hard. It was ridiculous, the stuff they were asking us to do. You know, the flight of stairs that you had to take the linen up and all the demands they had. It was ridiculous. And it was no parking space. It was just a lot of inconveniences. And my cleaners, it was to the point where they didn't want to clean it. Like people were like, nah, I don't want that unit. Give me something else. Okay, so I had to go out there and figure it out on my own, you know, what it was. So I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I feel like it's either or with that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Thank you.
You understand where I'm coming from?
100%.
Good question. Hey, stop right there. If you're a cleaning business owner and you're looking for a community to join of like-minded entrepreneurs just like you, that think just like you, and everybody is on the same wave, make sure you tap into our new community. It's called the Cleaners Club. Tap into our community. I go live in the community every week, okay? Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Wednesdays at 8 o'clock Eastern, I go live and you can ask me anything you want for a live Q&A, okay? Not only that, but I also implemented our courses inside of our community, okay? For $55 a month, you got our courses. I put our forms in there, and you get to talk to me, and you get to join our challenges, okay? So we do challenges every week. You can win prizes, you can win leads. You just have to do the challenge, all right? So make sure that you guys are tapping in. Click the link in bio, click the link in description, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.